Angry dealer pulls the rug, the hidden fees of stacking silver. I've got a local dealer who has just had enough. He's one of these guys who's been in the game for a long time. He's not keeping his mouth shut anymore. And I just got back from his shop and he was really frustrated. I think the issue is that the demand for silver is really dropped. I don't know what's going on, but the demand for silver is really dropping. Maybe it's new year, new administration. I don't know what's going on. But what he thinks, he feels like silver stackers, you and I, we don't really understand how we're kind of surprised when we try to sell. This is what he's saying, and I'm going to explain this to you so that it's not a big shock. Because according to this dealer, and I think he's probably right, people feel like there are these hidden fees and hidden costs. And really, if you don't know how this game works, then sure, you're going to feel like there's hidden fees. Like, look, let's start with this. This is a semi-numismatic. I really like this, even though it's semi-numismatic. I don't buy a lot of this stuff, but this is a really, look at that. This is the 2023. It's the Peace restrike, the Peace dollar. So cool. So, of course, when you buy something like this, you know you're paying way over spot, right? This is, I mean, it's like $100, $90 or something, $100. It's very expensive, way over spot. And when you go to sell it, you're not going to get anything from that premium back. I mean, barely. You'll get, maybe, being conservative and being cynical, maybe $20, $30 over spot. They just don't give it to you back. That's the market. Unless you sell it to some guy who wants to collect them. He's going to get it. That's how it is. But this silver here, these rounds, when we buy these we pay, these are just, common silver rounds. When we buy these, we pay at least $2 over spot. That's the premium. And then we pay tax on top of that. So that's going to be another $2. It's $4 already. Then when we go to sell it back to the dealer, they're going to take money under spot. They're going to drop the spot from you. If spot is $30, they're going to tell you, all right, I'll give you 28 per ounce. They're not going to give you spot. So you're already losing. When you calculate it all in, you're losing like $5 to $6 on each round. And this dealer that I was talking to today, he feels like people are seeing that as a hidden fee because they just don't know. They're ignorant. They don't know that that's how it works. And it's not really a hidden fee like it's a trick. It's just that's how the market has been it's always been that way for stacking silver. So if you know it going in, if you know that math, you know that for each of these rounds, I mean, look at how many rounds I have here. It's about 2 tubes of silver. For each of these, instead of, I can't really think of the value of each one as being what spot is, $30. Let's say I just bought all these, right? I have to think of each one as really being closer to $25 instead of $30. That's how much, again, with the premiums, the taxes, the hit you take on spot when you go to sell it back. When you put all that in, you're really losing at least $5. And if you have that in mind, then it doesn't feel like a hidden fee. When you understand how this game works, when you understand how the market works, then you hold. Stacking silver is a long game. You hold it for literally a decade, at least. You hold. And silver eventually goes up and goes down, up and down, up and down, but it's moving up, right? It's climbing up the mountain. It's always eventually going up. And so by the time you hold for a long stretch of time, and you go through all those bullish peaks, right? Like we just experienced. Silver in 2024, relative to itself, I believe it was a 30% increase for silver. 30%. So you go through a bunch of those. Of course, it levels off, it drops, but you go through a bunch of those over 10 years, over 15 years, and yeah, your holdings, that's your safe store of wealth. But at the same time, if you buy silver and you think 2 years later you're going to flip it, no, you're in the wrong market. You're in the wrong game. Do not look at silver as a 2-year, a 3-year commodity. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. So I understand why this dealer's feeling angry and he feels like people are saying they're getting burned when really they just don't understand how this works. So when you see those premiums and you understand the taxes and what you get charged when you go to sell the silver back, it's not as painful because you know what you're getting into. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I post a new video every day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.